gotta press the button. She got it. Oh, she got it. She the best. Go ahead, Angélica.
Hello, I'm Angélica, for those of you who don't know me. So besides veterinary medicine, I really love photography. So I'm going to try to persuade you to see just how awesome photography can be. So my favorite photographer, Ansel Adams, said, "A photograph is usually looked at, but seldom looked into." I think all of us can see that, especially with Instagram, where we're exposed to so many pictures, but I think sometimes we lose the beauty of looking into the photograph. So first, we're going to do an exercise. So just tell me some words that come to mind when you look at this.
Eerie.
Scary.
Mystical.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, so I definitely feel eerie. It looks like it's going to be dark soon. I don't want to be there. And this is actually a haunted hotel in Colombia. So without even knowing, not having been in this place, you were able to grasp the essence of this building just by looking at the image. So good job. The next image is my favorite photograph of all time. Again, Ansel Adams, 1942. And what I love black and white film, and I personally can feel myself in this place. I'm backpacking or hiking, or I'm even heading down to the river for some fishing, and I can just feel myself there, and it's a happy thing. I want to be here. But at the same time, I have to acknowledge that another person may hate the outdoors. Like, this is their worst nightmare. Or maybe they feel the cold because of the snow in the mountains and they don't like cold, or they don't like black and white. So, but I also think that's really amazing when you look at photographs, that two people can be looking at the same thing and yet feel differently or get a different interpretation. All right, so American photographer Paul Strand, he said, "It is one thing to photograph people. It is another to make others care about them by revealing the core of their humanness." As a veterinary student, I often hear my fellow peers mention things like people are gross. I really don't want to work with people, that's why I'm working with animals, or people suck, people are awful. And I have a very different opinion. I like people. I always believe the best in people, and I'm an optimist in that way. So I think photography is a really great way for you as a reminder to show you the capability that human beings have, and yeah, just to express the humanity. So this is not a famous photograph. This is an image of my father that I took when we were working on the farm together. And on a personal level, it has a lot of sentiment because it's my dad, but he's also working, and it reminds me just how much he put into and has taught me over the years to bring me to where I am today. So I'm sure many of you have similar photographs where it may have captured, maybe it's just a person, or it's a moment, or a whole day, and it can just bring you back that nostalgia, and either good or even if it's sad, it can remind you of your loved ones. All right, so this, I think that we can all empathize since we all live far away from home and we are separated from our loved ones. Soldier Terry Garula, she served in Iraq for 7 months, and this is her hugging her daughter for the first time at the airport. And you know, we may not all have this reaction when we come home. You know, we're probably tired, or it may not be like the one person that we wanted to see. Maybe you were getting a taxi for whatever reason. But I think we can all understand the feeling that this woman is having. So next, this image actually had influence on the Battle of Racism, 1970 Football World Cup, like soccer. And what I love about this image is the fact that I can tell that the game is over because the socks are dirty, but I have no idea who won the game. And that's kind of the point, right? That not only is, I mean, it is a game, so it's very important for people, But the point is that you can be happy for your opponent, and you can celebrate another person's victory, and it doesn't matter what your opponent looks like. It's just about mutual respect. The next photograph is another one of my all-time favorites, and I think it's really beautiful, and I'll explain why. So, for those of you who are not familiar with this photograph, it's a picture at a Nazi rally for a vessel launching, 1936. And what I love about it is this man, August Landmasser. So this was a German who was in love and engaged with a Jewish woman, Ina Eckler. They even had children. They tried to get married, but because of the Nuremberg laws, they were denied. They even tried to leave Germany to get married as well, and were also denied. So all these people, this was normal. It was appropriate behavior in those times, and yet one person did not agree. And he's very deliberate in the way that he's standing. If you look closely, you can see his fingers, like he's very taking a stand. And it's not necessarily like he's being loud or disruptive. He's just not, he decided not to participate because it's not something that he agreed with. And I think it's a beautiful photograph because it truly shows you that you have that power as well. Just because everyone around you is either doing something or thinking a certain way doesn't mean that you have to. You're each individuals, and you are allowed to be different, and that's okay. And just be true to yourself. So I hope that I have shown you how awesome photography can be. I think that it really has a really great power to connect us to our world and to our humanity.